Greg, are you buying that Aaron Rodgers is okay not having a say in personnel decisions, or not being consulted, or not being spoken to, or not even factoring in at all?
I'm not buying the fact that he's okay not being consulted to, or at least informed.
That it's going to happen.
That it's going to happen. I think that is disturbing, and that is frustrating. Internally, as he mentioned, when you develop relationships with these guys on and off the field.
When you say these guys?
His receivers, his linemen, his quarterback coach.
Okay.
Guys who you now sit down with every single day and you spend the majority of your time with, and you find out, wow, we're moving on from them, and you're a major piece, the most important piece to that puzzle. It can be frustrating. You go to work the next day feeling some type of way. I don't care who you are. Now, a lot of people in our media world say, well, you can't take things personal. Well, yes, you can. You can. When you've invested your life, your sweat, your tears, your blood, and you've put your body in the way to where you've risked so much to be successful for these guys, with these guys, yes, I want to be able to know, not so much make decisions or have a say in the decisions, but I want to be in the know. Just allow me that much to where I'm at least informed. So when I do have a camera in my face, or when I do have a microphone put up to me, I can speak educatedly and knowing, yes, we were in support of this, or I was aware. But to be blindsided, that's like a slap in the face. And with him coming up with this contract situation, it'll be interesting, because this new era player, I'm not just staying just because anymore.
Right. You and I are opposite ends of the spectrum. Now, I was very, very fortunate in my career with the Vikings that the Vikings did inform me of a lot of players. They did call me about a number of players. Because the relationship I had with the general manager, it wasn't to get my approval, but it was he knew that the intel I knew around the league was precious. He knew that I ran my own training facility, so I trained with a lot of guys. He knew that I'd been on another team, so I had existing relationships. And what he would do was probe me for information to help him do his job. One time he called me. I was in South Carolina, Kiowa, playing golf, and he said, man, we're looking for a backup quarterback. And he said, what do you think about Randall Cunningham? I said, well, unless you're going to say someone that's starting on the team, like, we need to get him signed right now. And it was like, really? Like, you like Randall? Like I said, he said, he didn't play last year. I said, I don't care. Those other guys can't play quarterback. I don't care what Randall was doing. He always stayed in shape. I knew he'd be great for the locker room. I said, I don't care. He can come to the Vikings right now and be able to help the team. But it wasn't personal. For him, the general manager was young. He was transitioning from the business side to the football side, and he knew the intel that I knew about the league at that point was valuable. But he never came to me when they were going to cut players, when they were going to release players, because that's not what I signed up for. In my contract, it doesn't say, oh, at the end of your 7th year, we're going to start having you involved in personnel. I believe that the front office is more equipped. They're less emotional. And, yes, there's some drawbacks to the job. And that's one day, one of your friends in the locker room, his locker is going to be empty. Someone else is going to be wearing his jersey. That's part of playing in professional sports. But I've only seen a rare few who can actually understand what personnel, what it means, not be emotional, and be separate. Separate the business of it and the football of it. So for me, I don't care about none of the players. I ain't going to inform none of them. I ain't going to let them know as a courtesy. I could care less how they feel.
My question is this. Even if you believe that there is no player in the league that should have a say in who's cut, who's not cut, who's extended, who's not extended, fine. But what is the downside to a heads up? What is the, even if you think it shouldn't have to happen?
It shouldn't have to happen.
Okay, but what's the downside?
Because it's not a part, emotionally, I don't want you to be attached to the information I give you. And I'm going to be making decisions in the future that I'm not going to give you a heads up on. All right? So, no, I'm not going to cross the line. I'm not going to make the waters muddy. I run the team, or as a department, we run the team. Your job is to play on the team. And somehow you figure the playing and dabbling in personnel like they should mix. I don't know what information you have that would make it think that. Why would it be better for Aaron Rodgers to have this information?
But as a mentor, as an advisor, as a parent, there are certain decisions you make to where you are going to either inform beforehand so that a decision can be made.
There's also a lot of decisions I make on my kids' behalf that they don't know.
Exactly.
Because I can see the future.
But there's a mixture of both. That's my point. You tend to do both. And there's no, to Nick's point, there's no problem with, Aaron has been proven to be able to handle a lot of different things throughout his career. Family, friends, guys being released, cut, whatever the case may be, injury. He's been proven to be able to take on a lot of different things. But to just completely X him out, I get it. It's business. It's
never have him involved. If you never get him involved, you never have to worry about Xing him out.
You're correct in that, but now you have to deal with a guy who's your guy.
Okay, you know something
who can be disgruntled, who can leave,
Let
who
me
can
tell
walk
you
out the door.
something. No, he can.
Well,
no, he can't.
That part we agree
Not right now.
He can't never do
but
that.
It's 4 years. It'd be the earliest he could actually leave is 4 years.
Oh, we can franchise him.
No. That's with the franchise. He has 2 years left on his contract,
and he's 33 now.
Right? No. I don't think him leaving is a tangible threat. Not in the NFL. NBA is different, obviously, because of the franchise tag. Because he's never been franchise tagged. But the heads up on the quarterback's coach, I just don't see what the downside to it is. And the other part of this that I think, we talk a lot about how the Packers do business a certain way.
The negative is if Aaron wants to keep the guy and you want to fire him.
I guess my thing is that what if you've already made the decision? Aaron, we want to let you know before the news comes out. We've decided to let this guy go.
Then I agree with this point. What's the point? What's the point?
So now everything, when Jordy Nelson's getting ready to get cut, I got to call Aaron first. Where's Aaron? Is Aaron out the country? Where's Aaron? I wonder how Aaron's going to feel about this. I'm getting ready to get off of Greg Jennings. Aaron likes Greg Jennings. You're going to keep your friends around.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick, though, because you alluded to something earlier, which is you said as we were going to break, the year after you broke the NFL record for catches, they fired the wide receivers coach?
Yes.
Okay. Did they let you know? No. And what was your feeling when you heard about it?
There wasn't nothing I could do. It wasn't my job. My job is to catch touchdowns, get first downs, help the guys in the locker room, and take care of my family. Nowhere in that did it say, hey, man, any of these decisions you don't like, I want you to come upstairs and voice your opinion.
CC, I agree with you. It wasn't your job, but it impacted you. At some level, it disturbed you.
Yeah, it impacted me. The next year I came back and did 122 and 17.
Man, I know
that's the truth.
You're going to ball regardless, but because
it's not my position.
You know you have a job to do.
It's not my position.
No, it may not be your position, but would you have liked to know?
It didn't care. It didn't, I know what I'm supposed to do. I don't get distracted by things that are outside of my realm. All right? Do your job. My job was to catch touchdowns, get first downs, help mentor the people, and make the money that I was supposed to make. All that other stuff has nothing to do with my job. And you guys would think that even with this information, that Aaron Rodgers might be better at it than other people. No, if Tom Brady's not getting information, Aaron Rodgers don't need no information.
The other aspect of this that I was going to get to earlier that I don't think we can disregard is we've talked about how the Packers, and now they have new GM, so we'll see how they do it. But for the bulk of Aaron's career, they sit out free agency, right? They basically, they don't always spend to the cap. They don't certainly go after the marquee free agents. I don't know how that would sit with me if I'm the best quarterback in the league or one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But he's dealt with that quietly without ever complaining. I've never heard him complain about it. Oh, we should have gone after this guy. That's why I would have felt that the quarterback's coach thing would have been just a little salt in a wound that was unnecessary.
Players just get used up and down. I mean, if a free agent's coming in, I'm going to call CC so he can talk to this guy, get him to come in. But if we about to let somebody go, that's CC's running part, just let him go.
Greg Jennings, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Great job, brother.
Good insight. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.